Alright, looks like we're live here, guys. Let me double check and make sure everything's running smooth on here. Alright, looks like we're live here, guys. Let me double check. Alright, yeah, everything seems to be going pretty smoothly on it. I'll throw this up here so I can see chat if anybody pops in. Help me keep an eye on any kind of latency or lag issues I'm having too. So, as the title says, I'm going to be jumping here in Horizon today live. We're going to knock out the rest of what I have to do on the festival playlist. I was doing this over on Twitch earlier, but for some reason I'm having a lot of issues streaming over there. I'm not sure exactly what the problem was, whether it's the Elgato software or something with my connection or just my computer doesn't like streaming to Twitch. I'm really not exactly sure there. But as you can see here, we've got a large amount of this stuff all knocked out. I'm working on the Out of Retirement series right now. Before we jump in and finish that out, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about these here. If you want to go over to my Twitch and try to watch the stream and get an idea of how I did all these other events and knocked them out, you can do that. It's if you search on Twitch the same as my gamer tag up here, you'll be able to find it. It's split into quite a few videos because I was really trying to get the stream to work consistently and not mess up on me, but for some reason it just did not want to work at all. As you can see, we also got a different view over here on my webcam. Wanted to give you guys a little shot of my face since we're not just in here doing racing and figure change things up a little bit. If you guys like this view more, let me know down in the comments or here in the chat, I should say, and we'll start filming this way more often. I really was just trying to be able to get the shifter and everything in the shots before, so figured we'd try this out since I'm live streaming. Now for the events, the Snake Charmer one's a little difficult. It's not really hard. I did share a nice drift tune to knock the 1,000,000 points out you need for skill score if you want to do it that way. I mean, you could easily probably do one build for the entire thing, but I kind of did specialization for each thing and rebuilt the car. The trial's not really bad at all. The only thing I will say, if you have not done it, at the very end of the last race, one of the very last corners when you're coming around, there's this big metal plate in the road. And you can kind of catch the edge of it and get across, at least with the car I was using, the Monaro. And you'll be alright, but if you hit it dead on, it literally stops the car and launches you up in the air. It's pretty nasty. Besides that, it wasn't really that difficult of a trial. The games I haven't even attempted, I hate them. I'm horrible at them. For all three of the PR stunts, I used the Rimac C2 like I usually do for all of the seasonal PR events because it's just a really easy car to knock them out with. It was pretty much 2 tries for each of them. The jump I did first try, I believe it was. They were really easy though. It's not difficult at all to get these PR events knocked out. This one, for some people, you might not be able to do it because it's a very, very specific series and the cars are a little more difficult to get or more expensive. Luckily, I already did have an Auto Union Type D. You can get the Alpha as a barn find, I believe, from one of the castles, but I still haven't bought either castle. I've dumped way too much money in cars and in the auction house. So I've never had enough of a surplus of money to actually be able to go through and get that thing unlocked. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead, jump in here, knock these races out. Kind of wanted to just waste a little time and talk and give maybe some people time to join in here to the live stream. And make sure my stream's going to run smoothly for me because, like I said, trying to do it on Twitch, I was having nothing but headaches the entire time with it. Seems like so far here on YouTube though, even with me using my Wi-Fi on my tablet to view the stream and see how everything's looking and be able to see the chat, it's still doing perfectly fine. I do have my game on streamer mode too, so all our loading screens are going to be silent through this. It's a little strange to me seeing the game loading up and there's not being any kind of sound or music at all. Really, really odd. It's pretty hilarious though when you see people's drivatars and they're just dancing and stuff, but there's literally just no sound. This is a fairly awkward car to race. It's very oversteery and understeery. I did my best to tune as much of that out as I could, but with the way these things are built and being rear engine, there's not a lot you can do about the way they want to snap oversteer sometimes, other than just throttle management and not going into corners too hard. AI just keeps hitting me on that side. Back off a little bit there, dude. If anyone wants to use this tune though to get through this series, if you have the Auto Union Type D, I'll go ahead and share it. I'll just end up titling it the same as the name of the event. Maybe, anyways. I don't know if we have enough characters in tune titles to be able to name it Out of Retirement. Figure that out when we get there. See if we can make a pass up the inside here. There's that understeer. I did give it a little bit of negative camber in the front just to help kind of mitigate some of that understeer you get in this thing. And it does seem to have helped. It does handle a lot better. I also stiffened the whole car up just a little bit. You don't want to do too much because then you're just going to slide around all over the place, because it needs that little bit of softness in the suspension to get some traction and grip up. But a little bit does help quite a bit getting this thing around the track. Alright, see if we can't get another pass through this section. Seems like it can take a lot more speed than they can through here, so come up the inside. It's a nice clean overtake there. It's a really nice line through there. It's actually a really good setup I have on this car for this little layout we have here at the festival site. At the first event in this series, it wasn't bad, but it was very, very oversteery and made it kind of difficult to get around some of it. It wasn't too tough of a race at all there, though. We got one more event here and we'll be through with this series. The nice thing about this one is pretty much all of them are right in this location here at the festival site, except the first one, which ends up dropping you there, so you can just kind of bounce around to the other two and knock them out. Sorry about the squeaking. I gotta take my pedals back apart here sometime in the next few days and clean them up and re-grease them. With how much I drive in this game and just in general in sim racing titles, I gotta end up taking my stuff apart and doing maintenance on it very, very frequently. It does not take long at all for it to start getting squeaky and acting a little funny on me. Wow, Forza has been freezing and lagging so much for me today. It's kind of getting to be a little ridiculous. And for any of you curious, no, I have not drank that entire thing of Code Red Mountain Dew myself today. Just is about gone, so I just grabbed it out of the fridge when I was in there. Figure there's no point in dirtying something up. Just to finish that off, because I'm sure within this stream I'm going to end up going through it. You get pretty thirsty sim racing, especially when you have decent force feedback strength. Wears you out pretty quick. guys are a lot faster off, or accelerating than I am, but I got way more top speed. I don't know why they were slowing down that much through there. There's that snap oversteer. Able to hang on to it, but definitely lost some time there. Oh, no brakes. Yeah, these things are definitely a challenge to get around track cleanly. Even here in Forza, where it's definitely a little more forgiving than a lot of sim titles are with these older vintage race cars. Well, especially in Forza Motorsport, for me, that game just seems to have the most ridiculous understeer and a horrible tire model unless you go to like racing tires. Some cars are not bad at all, but ooh. I don't know how that did not throw me off way more than it did doing that. I got really lucky, I think, through there. I mean, I don't really need the victory for this, but it would have been really nice to get first place. I just could not quite close that gap on him. It's not bad though, not a bad race. Really surprised I was able to recover the way I did. Through there, it was just going to send me flying wildly off course, but I managed to hang on. And I believe, hopefully anyways, that should give us the Crown Vic. If not, I think I need 1% more for it. Have to wait here a minute and see. Hi. Sorry guys, it's my daughter. She had to come home from school today. She was sick.
No, she's not sick. She just had an accident. They didn't want her to ride the bus.
Yeah, that's why on the bus and I put and I'm
Alright, let's see here. Yep, there we go. Finally have a Crown Vic. I'm really glad I held off as long as I did on this thing. I almost bought one in the auction house a couple times, but they sell for such an insane amount of money. Alright, let's go jump in this thing here. Gonna go ahead and do some upgrades to it. Take it out, do a little drifting. Maybe over at the Lego expansion, not sure yet. Maybe take it to Fortune Island to the Touge road actually. It'd probably be a good place to test out a drift build on it. Let's jump over here to Ford. Yeah, I'm so glad with all the other money I've wasted in the auction house I didn't buy one of these. When I saw in the stream they were going to be going ahead and giving us another chance to get it, I was so glad I hadn't wasted the money, because I almost did quite a few times. We'll cruise this thing for just a minute here stock, see how it handles. I actually had a Crown Vic for a little while, and this thing definitely accelerates as slowly as I remember. They're not fast cars stock at all. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this thing to slide stock even here in the rain. At least not on these roads. Yep, it's not enough power band.
You have arrived at your destination.
At least not with these corners. Oh no. Definitely got myself into a situation there was no getting out of. Yep, not enough power, not enough angle. Not out here. These corners are just way too wide for it. If it was a really tight area, maybe I could get this thing to slide and hold a drift, but like there we go. That's a little more what this thing can do stock, I think. Rain is definitely our friend right now. This thing has way too much traction and way too much weight to how much power it has to be able to drift. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just go take this thing, upgrade it, and try to get a decent drift build on it. Tomorrow, guys, we are going to be having a video on one of the Volkswagens, the new ones that we got. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. Really leaning towards the Carbon Ghia, but I'm not sure. Might do the Type 3. It's a pretty cool little car. It reminds me so much of like a late 40s Ford, just shrunk way down. Actually, let's look for a livery for this thing really quick. Do that first. So that's what I was kind of thinking. Just do a nice police livery on it, throw the lights on top and the push bars, and then just put as much power as we can at this thing, just about drift suspension, and have a little fun with it. I did get the Fox Body Mustang the other day. I did a drift build on that with the police livery too. It was a really fun car to drift. I actually beat a decent amount of my high scores on some of the drift zones with it too, which was really surprising because it's not really crazy powerful or anything, just has a really nice balance to it, enough torque to really get it moving through some of the corners. Alright, let's see what we can do for engine swaps. Quite a few on here, but I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing is the 5.8. It's either that or LS swap, because I do not like the 4.6 that comes in these stock. Kind of curious what kind of power this can make on the stock motor though. Let's go ahead and leave it for a second. We'll throw all the upgrades at it, see where that puts the power level at. It's not a bad sounding engine. I might go ahead and keep it if we can get enough power. Kinda thinking that it's not gonna happen though, because even with twin turbos it barely got us to 300. Only at 350. I mean, it might be okay though, even without having like 700-800 horsepower, if we can lighten it up enough anyways. Okay, that's not horrible. Can at least break 600 with it. This might actually be a decent build with this engine. Wow, that thing slams down. Actually looks pretty cool like that. I almost don't want to change the rims on it. It does bring our weight balance a little bit towards front, so we are going to run a roll cage in this car. Okay, 3,300 pounds is not bad at all. It's actually around what my target weight is with a lot of my drift cars, is to aim for around like 3,000, 3,300. I think I'm gonna stick with stock tires first, see how it does. 235 should actually be a decent tire width for front. Do 255 rear. And 45mm sidewall should actually be low enough. It should work pretty well. Oops. Oh wait, I was in the right thing. Like, why is the front 50? I don't know if it's purposeful or not, but I've noticed a decent amount of cars where the tire profile front and rear is actually different. Throw the push bar on. Is it under hoods? Oh, that's crazy. No, I guess that makes sense. A lot of the cars in Forza Horizon that can have stuff added onto the roof like scoops and lights almost always is underneath hoods. Guess I never really just paid that much attention before. Actually, let me take a look at a different set of wheels real quick. I really like the way hole shots look a lot of times on American drift cars, so that still fits in with the police car look. It's pretty cool. Definitely dig that. Give me 1 minute, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, back here. Let's jump in just a little bit here to the tune real quick. Definitely need to adjust these gears. So we'll bring up to a 363. Then we'll stretch second and third out some because we should have plenty of low end torque. Plus we're on street or stock tires, so you usually can get away with stretching your gears a little further apart. Definitely gonna bring that down. I normally run like 3 degrees in front or right around 3, and then like somewhere around 0.9, 0.8 in the rear. We'll leave that, we can bring down for sure. I will leave the dampening rates alone probably for right now though, until I actually drive it around a little bit and see how this thing handles as a drift car. It's actually not too far off of where I would have set them myself anyways. We will soften the front just a little bit on the rebound stiffness. And usually, as long as I got a little bit of weight or more weight in the front on drift cars, I'll run like a 53% balance in the front and just a little extra brake pressure, because the way I have my dead zone set up in my pedal with a little rubber stopper upgrade from Thrustmaster, once you actually like start feeling a little resistance in the pedals when you start hitting your brake, but the resistance goes up so much with that rubber stopper, I gotta bump my pressure up just a little bit, and it lets me be able to left foot brake when I'm drifting and keeps me from locking up when I'm racing too. Some cars I'll run a little bit more pressure, just depends on the build. See what kind of perks there are. Go ahead and get that wheel spin real quick while I'm in here. This thing looks crazy with the lights on top of it. It's actually a very, very stable build. Oh, a little too wide there. Nice little bumper tap there. Oh, a little too much angle. Little too much angle. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll fast travel over to Fortune Island. Hopefully there's some people over there at the Touge Mountain that we can try to jump in and do some tandems with or something here. Hopefully the game doesn't take forever to fast travel me. Sometimes it's pretty quick going to Fortune Island or the Lego expansion. Sometimes it seems like it just is never going to load. Guess we'll find out which. I am pretty impressed with this stock, or well, it's not a stock 4.6, but the 4.6 that comes stock in this car, and how well it's able to put down power. I mean, they're not horrible motors, it's just they're not known for being able to put out the most power reliably, and they definitely had tons of problems out of the factory with them. They're very known for having intake gaskets fail, the intake manifold itself cracking and failing. Lots and lots of issues. I think I'm going the wrong way. Not been here since my Impala video. I really do need to come over here and finish the events over here and get the rest of the treasures opened up too. I have all 10 of them unlocked. I just haven't claimed them all yet. Ooh, came in a little too quickly. What is that? That was weird. Not really sure why that popped up. Do we have like a separate festival playlist here? Let me go over to Fortune Island actually really quick. Like I said, I've never spent much time here, so I don't see anything. Oh, there they are. Okay. I had no idea that existed. I think this might actually be a pretty good build here for the Touge Mountain. Just gotta figure the line out and get used to the way this thing handles. Definitely not a very good start there. Go ahead and finish the run up the mountain here and see if I can't get a feel for it. Might have to shorten my gears up a little bit for this. Or bring them closer together, I mean, anyways. It'd be really making them taller for acceleration, but... Oh yeah, cars aren't ghosted out. Oops. Definitely more challenging to get up here when all the AI cars are not in ghost mode. Yeah, definitely need to work on the gears a little bit to be drifting here. Probably stiffen the rear sway bar up just a little bit too. Second and third are just a little too far apart going uphill. And off. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into tuning real quick. And rear sway bar will bring up just a little bit. Oh, all these cars are not ghosted. Oh my gosh. I somehow made that. I honestly have no idea how I made it through there. I think that little tiny adjustment there definitely should make a big improvement, especially going downhill. Almost. I got too distracted by all those AI cars still sitting there to pay attention to what I was actually doing. Rain's starting to make it a little slick here too. You can definitely still feel the weight swinging around in this thing. Way too shallow. That full lock there just barely made it around that corner. Oh, come on. Lost too much speed. Now that's some angle.
You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, my wheel went off center. I don't know why I ever started doing that. For some reason, my wheel will just go completely out of center, and then you gotta go all the way full lock left to get it straightened back out. Get on their doors here. It's actually a decent little drift train we got going. I'm really surprised both of these cars are this slow through here though, and I'm actually gaining on them. Oh no. Saved it just barely. Definitely threw my line off though. Oh, forgot that's where we were at. I was trying to pay attention to them and forgot this is that corner that tightens up all of a sudden. Yep, I cannot follow that line. These Formula Drift cars have way more angle than I do.
Arrived at your destination.
Switch up views real quick. Straightened out way too much. So hard going back and forth between first person and third person view. too much there. Started understeering real bad there. I think I might need to take my front sway bar stiffness down a little bit so the front can grip up a little easier. Like right there, just started sliding the front too. Might be able to bump my front tire pressure down just a little bit and get up the hook better. Might just be this mountain too. A lot of elevation change happening. End of the rail.
You've arrived at your destination.
This thing sounds so good as the RPMs are coming down. Oh, so close.
You've arrived at your destination.
Oh, yep, I was gonna say, we're definitely going into them. Alright, we're going to go over here real quick, take it to the Lego circuit, and that's going to end the stream for today probably after that. See how this thing does around a little bit tighter areas. These loading screens still are just really, really weird with no music in them. Think it's almost done loading. Maybe. Come on, Forza, you can do it. I have faith in you, kind of. You can do it, Forza. Come on. There we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and cruise over there. It's not too long of a drive to the circuit. This map is not very big at all. While I was at the house there, I should have went ahead and went and upgraded my rim size one more inch just to take a little bit of sidewall out of this. I think that right now is the biggest issue I'm still having. Oh, I'm not going nearly fast enough for this. Yeah, still gripping up too much in the back for something like this. This is way too wide of corners for this thing with the power level I've got it at anyways. Really surprised I have this much traction though with stock tires on this thing. Oh, that Mini Cooper's probably dead now. Oh, just fell a little too far out of the power band. Just gonna go this way, Anna. It's enough. You can be quiet now.
Recalculating route.
We're going into the trees. That was nowhere near as bad as I was expecting. Thought I'd have enough torque in third gear there, but slowed down a little too much. Oh, a little too shallow. Alright, as long as I can hold on to it. Nope. Shaved way too much speed doing that. It's a little more than a tap. A little bit more than a tap. A little too shallow. Managed to keep it off the tires at least.
100 yards. Turn right.
Man, this thing really likes to straighten out. Ooh. There goes the whole wall now. Still dove in too shallow. Yeah, this car just has a little too much side bite for that, I think. Definitely think I need to go up a rim size so I can keep it from hooking up so much. Oh, clutch kicked it too hard.
In 100 yards, turn right.
Come on. At least get through here once.
Arrived at your destination.
There we go. It wasn't a terrible run that time. It's a very awkward car, at least with how the tune is right now. I think I could get it ironed out better if I just work a little more on the dampening rates and maybe sway bar stiffness. Like I was saying, go up a rim size so I can have a little less sidewall. But overall, it's fairly a good drift car. I like this thing quite a bit. Not as much as the Impala. That thing is really, really good car for drifting. But it is definitely a very good car.
Recalculating route. Turn left.
Well guys, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow in a regular video. We're,
100 yards.
like I said, probably going to be doing the Carmen Ghia tomorrow. Should be a fun car, I think. I think there's a lot we can do with that thing. I don't think it's going to be very restricted to any one type of build, really. I think it should be a pretty good all-around car to have fun with. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Turn around.
I'll see you guys next time.